Having multiple sources of income is basically becoming a way of life. According to Josh Kaufman, it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert in an ultra competitive field. To go from knowing nothing to being pretty good takes about 23 hours, which is 45 minutes a day. In this video, I'm going to tell you 7 skills that you can learn and start making money from in no time. My name is Glory Udom and you are welcome to my channel. You are welcome back to my channel. I am a medical doctor currently serving in Abuja, Nigeria, and I make videos concerning medicine, sewing and fashion design, productivity, entrepreneurship, and all that juicy stuff. In this video, I'm going to tell you 7 skills that you can learn during this lockdown, or maybe during the weekends if you're working, or if you're a student, you've not been able to go back to school. 7 things that you can learn and put into practice. It doesn't have to be a side hustle that you're making money from. It could just be something that you do on the side with your job. It doesn't have to be a source of income for you, but guess what? It can also be a source of income. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is graphic designing. Yes, graphic designers, they basically bring creativity to life. It's a skill that will always be needed. It's like, and the more you do it, you get better at it. You get better with time. There's so many resources online and offline that you can use to learn graphic design. Like, I personally know a graphic designer who was making so much money from graphic designing. The thing about these side businesses or these skills that you learn on the side is that since it's not something that you do full time, they have peak periods, right? So this guy that learned that does graphic design, which he basically taught himself, peak periods. So times now there will be a lot of jobs, but in this guy's peak periods, like the periods where there are a lot of jobs, he was making like 2 times from what he was making as a medical doctor. Yeah, they have such periods. Yeah. The second skill I'm going to be talking about is sewing. Of course, I have to talk about sewing. Yes, I basically learned how to sew myself while in medical school, and the skill has brought me so much. I'm so grateful that I learned how to sew while in school. Like, if I had the time, I would have probably, taken it more seriously, like gone to a sewing school or a fashion design school. It's something I still plan to do, like it's still in the books, but like just the little that I have learned, I won't say has so much money, as much as it has helped me save so much money. African culture, Ashebi and turn up and things like that. Whenever I have to go for a friend's wedding or something, I usually just make my dress. Hell, I made what I'm wearing now. My point is, sewing is such a beautiful skill to have, and it's something that you can teach yourself. I learned a majority of what I know on YouTube. I learned it on YouTube. Like, apart from YouTube, there's so many blogs, online resources. These days, there are WhatsApp classes. Like, it's basically coming to you. Like, there are WhatsApp classes to learn these things. So it is something that you can learn during the weekends when you come back from work. It is a good skill to have. The third skill I'm going to be talking about is cooking. Food is a basic need for human survival, and cooking is an art. You might think that cooking is more of a talent than a skill, but you should know that it is both talent and skill, and what you lack in talent, you can make up for in skill. Like, it takes a lot of practice, it takes education, and it takes experience. With time, before you know it, you'll be making magic out of food. And if there's anything that I learned during this lockdown, it's that people are ready to pay for food. Like, people are ready to pay for good food. Like, the way food was taking my savings this past month, this lockdown, you won't even know, guy. And presentation is so important. So if it's something that you know that you're already drawn towards, you're naturally someone who loves to cook, then I suggest you take it a step further. Like, get better at it. Like, do it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be something that you do for money, but it could just be something that you get very good at. And remember, even if you're not making money from it, you could be saving money because of it. These are things that you would normally pay someone to do, but if you could do these things, you don't have to pay anyone. Number 4 skill to have is photography. I think photography is a beautiful skill to learn and that you can get better with over time. I know you're thinking, it's so expensive. Some of these skills, how do I even start? It's so expensive to start these skills. Really, start with what you have. Start with what you have. Your smartphone, for example, your smartphone can possibly take very nice pictures while you save, so you can get a camera. There are so many. There's always an event, or maybe due to the ongoing pandemic, there are not so many events, but there's always like a shoot, a birthday shoot, and by the grace of God, this pandemic will be behind us so that we can go back to our usual going out and events, and there's always something to cover. It is such a beautiful skill, the ability to display creativity through your lens, through your eyes. I think it's something that would always be in the picture. People rely on pictures for so many things. There's so many things that you can't do without having pictures. So I think it's such a good skill to have, and it's a good skill to let's express your creativity. You can basically take pictures of just about anything, like just about anything. So I think that it is a good skill that you can learn and get better with over time. The next skill that I think it's important that you can learn and that you can start making money from in no time is makeup. Yes, a girl loves a good face beat, and you can start on yourself, really. Yeah, I mean, how nice makeup. But really though, even myself till now, I employ the services of a professional makeup artist whenever I have an event or I have somewhere to go, because it's not something that I am good at and I don't mind paying for it. So there will always be people who believe that there are things they can't do makeup and they will need someone to make them up. If you know that you're already someone who's passionate about something like this, you like to make up, why don't you get better at it? Why don't you get better at it? Make yourself up in different ways, different styles and different themes, and then make your friends up, make your sisters up, like that. Before you know it, you get better at it. I just really, the entire point of this video really is to encourage you to get to do something, like go out of your comfort zone, try to do something different, learn a new skill. And that's just it. If you're getting value so far from this content, please subscribe to my channel so I can keep bringing you content like this. The next skill that I think is important to have is learning a musical instrument. I know people who learned musical instruments while we were students in school, and it really helped, as time went on. And I can tell you that music has a way of lifting the soul. I know someone who during festive periods, during the holidays, Christmas, he and his band will go to orphanages, these homes where you have children that are not with their parents, and they just performed for them, and it just has a way of uplifting their soul. And the next thing, everybody's dancing and everybody's happy. Music has a way of doing that. I think that if you're bored during this lockdown, then you can't go back to school, or if it's something that you always wanted to do, you're working during the weekends, you can learn a musical instrument. Yeah, you can learn a musical instrument. And finally, last but not the least, the skill that I think is important that you can learn during this lockdown, that you can learn maybe during this lockdown, or if you're working after work hours, is another language. This is another personal favorite of mine because I've been trying to learn French for the longest of times. But I can tell you that learning another language is a very good decision. Like, it will always come in handy. It will open doors. It will make you being bilingual or multilingual will always increase your career options. And there are many things that you can do from just being able to speak another language. Imagine I was just giving you this content in French. Like I was just dishing out the French as I was saying this. So I think learning another language is another thing that you can also do, and it's another skill that you can pick. So thank you very much for coming to this point in the video. I really hope you got something, and I really hope that this inspires you to go ahead and chase your dream. Don't let fear paralyze you. I read that if you're thinking about the time that it takes to start something and that stops you from starting, that's just a bad decision to make. Like, really don't think about the time that it's going to take you to learn it, because the time is going to pass anyway. Like, even if you were not using that time to learn that stuff, that time is going to pass. So why don't you just give it some time? Like, just go up for it. That's just what I think. Thank you very much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. See you in my next video. Bye.